Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next reaction to 911 Lone Star. The last episode that we watched was called Texas Proud. I'm excited to be spending more time with some of the characters that we've not seen as much of in the first two episodes. For example, we spent some more time with Marjan, with the storyline where her headscarf came off in the corn silo disaster thing, and it was caught on camera. There was an issue where she was told to go pray at a new mosque because they weren't happy with how kind of out there she is, how visible she is as like a Muslim woman, which was really hard to watch because it has nothing to do with her faith, and what happened to her was not her fault. And whilst they appreciated that, she's out there saving lives and doing a good thing, but they didn't want her to pray there anymore. But by the end of the episode, it seemed like she's going to go back and pray there anyway and just hold her head high, which is great. I really fell in love more with Carlos that episode. He was really sweet. With TK, he's very supportive of him. It's clear that he fancies him, and it's clear that TK fancies him back. And whether it's about the fight that he got into at the bar, his substance addiction, or his disagreement with Judd, which was a lot, Carlos was just supportive the whole time, and he's really sweet. Very sexy, but also really sweet, which is nice to watch, and I'm excited to see how their relationship continues to develop over this season. We had Michelle sort of making up with, is it Dustin, the ex? Or the ex of her sister. We still haven't made any more progress on that storyline in terms of her sister got into a truck, but like they said in the episode, I think it was the episode before as well, there's so many blue pickup trucks that were available or on the scene at that time, it's hard to trace it. Like, where do you go from the fact that you just know she got in a pickup truck? What do you do from that knowledge? But at least her and Dustin have started to kind of make up, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they can, become a team and work together to at least try and make some more headway in this case. Obviously, TK and Judd had that big argument about TK being privileged, but they made up by the end of the episode, and then at the very end of the episode, which I think this episode is going to be about, there was a tornado, a twister, and this episode is called Act of God. Now, often people say, like, the big natural disasters are acts of God. Like I said at the end of the last episode, when we saw that twister coming towards the car, the cyclone, I was scared. Those kind of things, like natural disasters, really freak me out, because I live in the UK. We don't really have to deal with them. Like, we had minor earthquakes before, but when I say minor, very minor. We get storms like lightning and stuff, but not major ones. We don't get twisters. We don't get tidal waves to the level of 911. And so all the big natural disasters that we see on TV, volcano eruptions, whatever, I find really scary because it's just something that in my life, so far, I've not had to deal with. And when you do deal with it, like a tornado, you can't stop it. You can stop a fire. You can stop, I don't know, like a stabbing or a gunshot or whatever. You can't stop a tornado coming towards you. So I wonder if this episode is going to be just the aftermath of it, which I think if they did the tornado episode during a tornado and the twist or whatever, I think they're going to do it really well. Because in 911, they pull off these natural disasters really well. But it will freak me out. If you've not watched my reactions to the tidal wave episodes of 911 Season 3, I got quite emotional because being underwater scares me and tidal waves are freaky. So if they do that, I think it's going to be quite intense. Hopefully it's just the aftermath, which is still going to be quite upsetting, I think, because the amount of destruction it can cause. But let's jump into the episode to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. And if you enjoyed my reactions to 911 Lone Star, as we're approaching like halfway point next episode of Season 1 already. It's only a short season, so yeah, almost at the halfway point. If you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, please take a look at the Patreon link down below. It'll help support the channel. You get the full-length reactions to all 911 Season 1. I think if you watch on YouTube, we'll have finished Season 1 over there by now. And maybe started, we'll be back onto the 911 Season 3, the last half. Yeah, I think that's where we'll be at. I'm not too sure. But let's take a look, please. It helps support the channel and really does help me out. Right, let's jump into 911 Lone Star, Season 1, Episode 4, Act of God. Oh God. Already I'm like, ugh.
When are you and Mama getting back together?
Oh God. No, no, I don't like that alarm.
The hiding sound, it just means we go hide somewhere safe.
It means there's a tornado, Dad. They told us at school.
Nico, don't scare your sister.
Tinkles! We forgot Tinkles!
We'll get him as soon as it passes.
No, leave him.
No,
I'm sorry, but leave him.
Okay.
Not on this show. On this show, if you leave her, you're dead.
No matter what.
It's less scary if you close your eyes.
I'll give you all the cheese puffs you can eat.
That's so sweet.
Swear to-
Oh God. I don't like it! Oh, we're doing flashbacks before the tornado. 911 does this, and it is always horrible.
Oh, hell, I figure you got the puke it down pretty good from the looks of you. No, I meant coming clean. You're going to tell your team about the situation?
No.
I don't think I said it was.
Oh, that's right. That was my advice. Which you didn't take. You went a little crazy, didn't you?
Yeah, he did. At Dustin.
I went a little crazy.
Haven't had a carb since Y2K.
There is such a thing as good carbs.
You're doing the right things.
I
That's all
love
I'm saying.
carbs. That's why I'm not super skinny.
Yeah,
I
you're-
love carbs.
Asking yourself, why me? There's no good answer to that question.
No.
I wasn't asking it.
We all have our own why me moments.
Yeah, this wasn't mine. Mine was when the towers came down.
Oh, God.
You were there.
I pray they don't do flashbacks to that.
9/11.
Please, God, don't do a flashback to that episode at any
New York
point.
City Fire and Rescue Ladder 252.
That will break me, I think.
Listen, I understand that you have been dealing with a whole nother level of pain,
Yeah.
but that's when we need God's help the most. I mean, it's kind of his thing.
It looks like he's having a crisis of faith. Doesn't know if he believes anymore.
He didn't seem too interested in doing his thing the night that my boys died up at the factory, and they were God-fearing men, each and every one of them. So you gotta
Yep.
forgive me if the last thing I want to do in the world right now is, raise my hands up like some sort of singing half-wit and praise his name.
That's difficult.
That's what you think I am?
Mm,
Some singing half-wit?
no.
I didn't mean you.
You know, you're not the only one on this ride.
She's so
All right,
understanding.
you have fun with Mr. Beastmaster 66.
She's so nice. I want to see a bit more of that fire.
Cook your dinner, too.
Do you know that, like that? Do you know the one that we saw in episode 1? She was quite firm with him.
I was wondering if maybe after lunch I could go and look in the shed at some of our old stuff.
Why would you want to do that?
See anyone
Got
with a pickup
something,
truck?
A lead.
You have no friends, you have no hobbies, you don't date. Let the police do their job.
I feel like she's gonna find her though, one way or another, alive, dead, whatever.
Storm's picking up.
She's
It's
gonna
gonna be
find
messy
her.
at work.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a long shift today.
That is why we are kicking things off with Paul's world-famous spicy sausage rigatoni.
Paul, is that his name? Paul.
Really, dude?
Paul.
It's turkey. Hey, how spicy are we talking?
If you ever wonder why I repeat the name like 3-4 times when I hit it, it's because usually that gets in my head. Yeah, he's looking a bit grey. Not too good. Rob Lowe. He's too proud.
Sorry.
So sorry.
You okay?
See?
You look a little pale or something.
No, I'm good.
You don't look good.
You okay? A little mascara. Looks like you.
Oh, something in my eye.
Sure.
Seriously, I haven't seen you eat a burger since Derek J retired.
Yeah, I passed a place and it looked good, so I went in.
What place?
No.
The one over by the.
Addison. It's that place I told you about. King's Broiler.
Look at Judd protecting him. Oh,
Ray says it's the best veggie burger in town.
Holy crap! Are those tornadoes?
multiple.
You must have experience with this. What's the protocol?
Oh, I don't like it.
We don't get our asses killed so we can save everybody's asses
You
later
heard
on.
me, man. Let's get inside.
I don't like it. Yeah. Stop driving towards it then.
What's your emergency?
Oh, this is not pleasant to
I was
watch.
driving down Brazos Street when the tornado hit.
Good God.
Jeez. That is a dangerous place to land.
Anybody in there? Austin FD.
You'd be shitting yourself.
Get you out. And the fact you're such an eager beaver would have nothing to do with that news van that just pulled up.
Hey, someone's got to make tonight's top story. Why not me?
For me?
I really like her. I like her a lot.
When do they get a taste of this chocolate?
That's what I'm afraid of.
You see the rescue pad? Aim for the middle of it.
Whoa.
Copy that, Cap.
Okay.
Okay, on the count of 3.
All right, when I say now...
Ready? 1.
Now!
Okay, here we go.
That would be so scary. Now get out there before the car drops. At least everybody got out okay.
Tell me you guys got that. Come on, how could you not get that?
Looks like somebody missed a close-up.
He ran in there when the tornado hit and he left me out to die. And now he's the one in there worried about suffocating.
I'm sorry.
Coward.
Sweetie, I wasn't thinking.
That's not cool.
Don't waste your oxygen.
Signature belongs to Vince Young. He won UT a national championship in 2005.
Thank you. Thank you
Dump
so much.
his ass.
Don't mention it. But Brianna,
Yeah.
find yourself a new boyfriend.
Yes.
My kids are in there. I'm not going anywhere.
It's okay. I'd have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm a father, too. You gotta calm down so you can help us. How many kids are in this house?
2, Ada, she's 8, and Nico.
Oh, this is the guy from the beginning.
TK, prep the extraction tools. Judge, Marjan, set up the seismic
Can only
sensors on the
imagine what
north
he's going
side
through.
wall. Take the south and west and everybody.
Like I say, if you've watched that episode
Bring in
of
poker
Desperate Housewives,
Have that cat.
What about me? What can I do?
I'm familiar with this
Want
situation.
help, Proby? Hand out waters.
Call to your kids.
Nico, Ada, can you hear me?
Again?
It's Dad. Say something, please.
Did you hear that?
That's Ada. That's my daughter.
All right, we have
Oh,
signs of life
oh,
on the
I was
north
about to start
side.
getting
I'm gonna
upset.
need Jaws and all the cribbing we got.
Hey.
Okay. Hello, you must be.
Right, we need to get them out first before we relax.
It's okay. I'm Owen.
Well, the good thing about stuff, always make your dad buy more.
Oh, that's not a good sound.
Captain Strand, do you copy?
Dead.
Captain Strand, do you copy? Dad!
I love you so much.
I don't want to cry. Stop it, Scott. Come on.
You scare the crap out of me, you know that? You and me both.
Does it hurt anywhere? Nothing? Why? You're so...
Thank you guys so much. Captain Strand, I can't.
No, no, no. Why can't people just be happy and be safe and healthy?
He was trapped under the house before we got here.
Sir, can you hear me? Oh, man. Blunt trauma.
Holy shit.
Feels like his spleen's ruptured. He's bled out internally.
Daddy?
Move them back.
I don't want to watch that.
Hey guys, let's get them some space. Okay, come on, let's go check out the park.
Why didn't he say something?
You wanted to save his kids.
Oh, God.
Spoken up, maybe we could have saved him too.
Okay, now I want to see what you're doing with Owen.
Don't even think about it.
Why do I watch these shows? I mean, I swear to God. Why do I do this to myself?
All I did was pass out water bottles.
That's not what I asked you. The Academy, they tell you no matter what you see out there, you man up and you suck it up.
Totally in.
And it's crap.
Yeah. Talk.
Okay, you try to bottle that stuff up, it'll eat you alive.
It's those kids, Cap. Man just stood there and watched their dad die, and I couldn't help.
Sometimes that's not under your control.
You shouldn't have to deal with this cancer crap on your own either. You know, you need to tell your boy.
I'm just waiting for the right time.
That, dad at the collapsed house.
Right.
I bet he was waiting for the right time, too.
If you need to
I know I don't say it enough, but you two killed it out there.
Oh.
Enough? You never said it.
Wait, there was that one shift on Christmas Eve when she... No, first time.
Maybe the last.
I want to see her being happier, I really do. But this is going to be an Iris thing to bring her back into it.
But the people in the city are banding together, in no small part due to the brave efforts of first responders, who have proved that not even tornadoes can mess with Texas.
Wait, what? I almost got crushed by a hybrid.
I opened it up to the laws of life.
And the Proby mix in used for, what, passing out water?
This world makes no sense.
And you look good doing it.
Swole in real life.
Only your head. Go shine the pole, Proby.
Oh.
Curls for the girls.
See that shed out there? It's about as sturdy as a soda can. The wind blew everything else in this yard all to hell.
But it's still standing.
Almost makes you believe there's a reason for it. You still want to go through Iris's old things?
Of course she does.
Maybe that's exactly what you should do.
I saw things today that were so clearly miracles, you know? And I saw some things that were just
clearly not.
Heartbreaking beyond all comprehension. And I don't know where he is and all that.
But you and I both know that sometimes bad things just happen, my love. And that's why they call us. So maybe you just need a little time.
Yeah, maybe I just need a little time to figure it out. This is important to you, so it's important to me. So I will be here with you the same way you've been with me.
These two are
So
so
that means you'll
cute.
start coming to Tuesday night Bible study again.
I'll be at Sunday service.
Oh, you'll come Sunday?
Yeah, I might even sing for you.
When I was in your office today, I was looking for some gum.
Oh, God.
I found a pill bottle instead. It's anti-nausea meds for chemo patients.
This is what happens when you don't come clean.
It's lung cancer, right?
I was gonna tell you.
Sure you were. You didn't think that I could handle it.
No, it's not that at all.
You thought the fragile TK would spin out an OD again? That's what you thought,
It's
right?
not like
then
that
why
at
would you
all.
lie to me every single minute of every day?
The reason I didn't tell you about my diagnosis is not because I think you're weak. It's because I am. I knew that if I told you and looked in your eyes and saw grief or fear, it would make it real.
I understand that.
Because you are gonna kick the crap out of this cancer. Especially because from now on, I've got your back.
Yay. Let's go kick cancer in the ass.
You know she'd want you to be happy, Michelle.
I know.
Good. Then I'm gonna fix you up on a date I'm sure you could stand to get laid. Mom, I haven't been dating, but it doesn't mean I haven't gotten laid.
Michelle.
What? You said Iris got in a blue truck that night?
Yeah, why?
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Told you they're gonna find a picture of that. Okay, that was my reaction to 911 Lone Star Season 1, Episode 4, Act of God. And luckily for me, the tornado wasn't a huge part of the episode. Obviously, it was a huge part of it, but I mean, it wasn't, the middle of the tornado wasn't the whole episode. And the next episode, you're like the 911 disasters that we have, like it's usually a 2-3 episode span or whatever, and it's huge and it's traumatic. Luckily, this one was one episode, so it was still emotional, it was still scary, but not as bad as I expected it to be. So, we start the episode with the family in the house as the tornado swirled around the house and ripped it. You just saw like, bits of it coming off, and that's so scary because the kids were in the bathtub, the dad was in the living room, and so they were probably very scared anyway because it's a tornado, but also because it's just a very scary thing to go through, like awful. And then jump into the part of the episode later on, which was quite a lot later on actually, that I kind of forgot about it. God, that was heartbreaking to watch, really heartbreaking. I won't keep going on about it, but like I said in the episode, it reminded me of the episode of Desperate Housewives. If you've not seen it, I won't spoil too much, but all I'll say is, and it's a similar sort of situation. There's a destroyed house, someone's outside, they want to try and find if this person inside's alive. That's all I'll say. It's very similar to this situation. And so I started to get like, oh God, not that again, because that was really tough to watch. That's, for me, one of the hardest parts of Desperate Housewives to watch. But Captain Strand went in and found the kids alive. But there was actually that moment before they went in when they put the microphones, the sensors, whatever it was, in the house to see if there's any noise. And all the music got out, all the noise got out, and it was just everyone be silent and listen. And it was just silence, and you could hear the trees, the wind, and the dad shouting for the kids. And that was really real. That felt really real, because it wasn't like 911's very over dramatic and over the top. And like I say, with another storyline in a bit, the woman got flung in a car, but it wasn't she just got flung and hurt. She got flung and trapped between two buildings and couldn't get down. That felt very real. Just that silence, because that's what it would be like if you were there. It would be silent. Like I say, silence. It wasn't silent because you could hear the wind and stuff, but that quietness, that lack of music and noise and people talking and whatnot, it was just very. It was very grounding, I guess is the word I might want to use, and it just brought it back to reality and how hard that is. And luckily they got the kids out, but again, being 911, they have to put the knife in and twist it. And the dad died. The dad just dropped, and I've seen that in a lot of things before, where someone holds themselves together enough to get what they need to get, whether it's to save someone else's life, to make sure the kids are okay, blah blah blah, and then they drop. And obviously we saw this guy, he was suffering from a lot of internal bleeding, and probably knew it all along that he wasn't okay. Maybe he didn't. I don't know, but I would guess that he did, because his injury was pretty intense. And then he died. But as soon as they said, "Oh, like why didn't he say anything?" Oh, maybe it's to save his kids, whatever, protect his kids. You know exactly what they were hinting at, because the whole Strand storyline this episode is, again, from the beginning, was he's in chemo, not telling anybody, and the guy that he's with in the chemo sessions is saying, you need to tell people. Are you starting to lose the plot a little bit and get a bit crazy? Which we saw at the end of the last episode with Dustin. He did. And so this guy who's gone through it is saying, listen to me, tell people, you need people around you, this is going to be hard by yourself, blah blah blah. And obviously Judd knows, and we had that quite sweet moment where it felt like Owen was going to be caught out, because they asked him why he wasn't eating. He tried to say he'd eaten somewhere else and couldn't think of specifics. Judd jumped in and protected him. Well, I was thinking about it now. Maybe TK's going to be pissed off that Judd knows and he doesn't. But anyway, what was I talking about? So yeah, the similarities between the Case and Owen situation, which is you need to tell people, like it's not cool that you're not telling anybody, it's going to hurt you, were pretty evident to me straight away. And then he mentioned it later on, that maybe it was a sign. And it annoys me a little bit that he didn't just tell his kid. I do feel like part of it wasn't just his own fear, but also the fear of what would happen to TK, his reaction to it, possibly. But also, it annoys me because it would avoid situations like what happened in this episode, which was TK found the pills, looked up what they were, it's anti-nausea for chemotherapy. So TK knew, found it by himself, and that's going to hurt even more because he didn't tell you. Then not just that your dad's got cancer, but your dad's got cancer and he hid it from you. And not just that he hid it from you, someone at work knows. Not just that he hid it from you, but he's hid it from you for months. So all those things are going to make his pain of your cancer worse. So he should have just told him. I get he was scared, and I get the whole, once you say it's real, but also it's just not fair. He should know, because if anything's going to go wrong, you need to know what you're dealing with. And also, it's just a situation like the house. His kids thought he was fine, and then he died. And how much harder is that going to be for the kids? I mean, when he got hold of the paramedics, it's unlikely that maybe they could have saved him because of how far gone it was. But potentially, with the time it took to get all the paramedics there, and the news reporter came in and all this stuff, and the medics came in, get the kids out, go in, still get the kids, there might have been time to save him, but he didn't tell them. And so this is the show trying to say to Owen, look, tell people that you've got cancer, please. Because you could see, really, he wasn't doing so well. He looked ill, he looked sweaty, he looked a bit grey. He wasn't doing so well. Even Michelle noticed it. So, yeah, he didn't look so good. I'm glad TK knows, and is going to be supportive, obviously. But I'm just glad it's out there, because that was a long time coming. I liked Grayson Judd this episode. Judd's just he's becoming a really strong character. I wasn't sure initially what to make of him at the start of the season. He's obviously quite angry and upset and understandably grieving with what happened to his team. But I just wasn't sure how I was going to take to him over the course of the season. But 4 episodes in, and I really like him. He's been really supportive of Strand, and he's really supportive of his wife, even though he kind of hit out against his wife. It's understandable when you go through something so traumatic to maybe have a crisis of faith. If you're a religious person, you believe in God, you go through something so horrendously awful, I think it's quite natural from what I hear. I'm personally I'm not a religious person, but I feel like it's quite normal from what I've seen of people who go through something so bad. Some people, you'll kind of go one or two ways. You either fall back on your religion and it's the thing that gets you through it, and you just believe that they're in a better place, God's got a plan, whatnot. Or you have a crisis of faith and like, well, God wouldn't let this happen. You know, where was he? Blah, blah, blah. And so I can totally understand why Judd was being the way he was, but also liked that Grace was trying to help him get through that with the use of faith. It was nice that they worked things out towards the end of the episode. Grace is cool. I really like Grace. I loved the bit where she was on the phone to the guy when the boyfriend was in the safe because he locked himself in and left the girlfriend out because he was too scared. I loved it because I was going, girl, dump him, get rid. And at the end of the phone call, she's like, and whatever your name is, get a new boyfriend. Love it. What I will say though, I really like Grace. I think she's quite a strong character. I'm excited to find out more about her, spend more time with her, see her react to more calls like we do with Connie Britton, more so Jennifer Love Hewitt's character in 911. But what I will say is I'm not as attached to the call centre as I was in the other show. Now, don't get me wrong, we're only 4 episodes in. It took a bit of time in the first show to get, obviously, Maddie, and then there was, is it Craig? My ability to remember names is terrible. So the guy that's like her boss, and then the woman that's their boss. Like, we've got like the 3 main characters and a couple of side characters that come in every now and again. So there's like a group of characters there that we spend time with, and so I'm quite attached to those as a team. Whereas this, so far, we've only really spent any time with Grace. So I'm hoping at some point, maybe get to learn some more of the other people that work there. Maybe we just meet Grace, maybe they have a slightly different dynamic this show. That's fine, understandable. But yeah, just as a concept, I'm not as attached to the call centre. But Grace is helping. She's great. Dump your boyfriend, girl. Not Grace, the other one. But yeah, that was great. And 911 strikes again with an over-dramatic thing. As I said during the episode, it's not just that a tornado picks someone up and injures them and throws the car or whatever. They have to have it wedged between 2 buildings, upside down, about to fall. And there was a cool scene of Marjon rappelling down. And, oh God, I forgot his name already. Paul, the one who's a really good cook. He was at the top. And he went to go down, but she went to go down to be in front of the news report. And there was that really scary moment where she just had to break the glass and let the woman fall. That's so scary. That's really scary. Poor woman. She went through a really traumatic experience. But luckily they all got out okay, and Marjon dropped and got out enough time to not get crushed by the car, which was good. But the news report didn't catch it. I'm like, that is terrible reporting on the news people's part, because as a reporter, if you're going to the scene of a disaster, you get there, you get the camera on straight away. So the fact they didn't catch it, it's bad reporting. Very bad reporting. I just realised we had no Carlos this episode. Well, that's a shame. Because I really liked the character last episode. I didn't even... Because there's such a big ensemble and it's a big disaster episode, I kind of didn't even think that we didn't see Carlos this episode. Oh, that sucks. Michelle was quite good this episode. I liked seeing her laugh and smile and be fun. And like when she apologised to... Not apologised, sorry. When she congratulated the 2 other people she worked with, said, you killed it out there, amazing. Obviously we didn't save the guy, but you killed it, you did everything you could. I know I don't say it enough. And they said, you don't say it at all. And they made fun of her and they had a laugh. I love that side of her. Because I like Liv Tyler as an actress. And I feel for what Michelle's going through. I want to see her be happier. But the second that she was laughing and smiling, having a joke, she got a phone call. I knew it was an Iris thing, because I feel like the show's just going to torture her for the whole season. I feel like that's just going to be her storyline, is mopey Michelle struggling with her sister disappearing. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want more of those moments where she's happier. Which maybe whenever she finds Iris one way or another, alive, dead, whatever it is, she might be happier then. I hope. Oh, I forgot to say, I also really like that we got a bit of time with, I keep calling him Proby, but I don't know what his actual name is. I know his surname is Chavez, because he was upset, he's not doing anything to help, he was just handing out water bottles. But then the news report focused on him, saying like, I see the firefighters do all these great jobs, and they're not just doing that, they're also helping the people that are watching and giving out water bottles, and he looked quite good doing it, I'm not going to lie, and I like that he got those little moments of, not redemption, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of just to remind him what he's doing is important, and even if he's not the one that's in the middle of it, in the house, getting people out, or, you know, doing the CPR or whatever, he's doing an important job, and I like that. That was really sweet, and he needed that, I think, for a bit of a confidence boost, a bit of a a reminder that he's important and he is pivotal. So we used to work for this thing called the Village Angels, and we would go around the gay village in Manchester of a weekend night. We all volunteered. It was all, we didn't pay, we weren't paid or anything like that, but we all volunteered. We had basic first aid, and we basically helped people that were drunk on the floor, that had passed out or were being sick or were injured. We'd do basic first aid and would get them off the street somewhere safe. We had a little place to go to for when we can get police, ambulance, whoever. And one of the important jobs there is if someone's hurt or not well or unconscious, whatever, such a huge important job is the person that keeps people out of the way. It feels like you're not doing anything because you're not the one physically helping, but keeping people out the way, keeping people happy or distracted or staying with a family member or a friend and keeping them calm away from the situation so that they're not trying to get involved, getting in the way. Particularly with my job when we were drunk people, everyone wants to help. Everybody's a doctor. I've done this. Like, yes, but you've also had 10 pints and 20 shots, so back off. So I like the fact that it's saying that even a little job like handing out water bottles is important. We saw that in 911 when it was the tornado. No, that's this show. I think it was the tidal wave or the earthquake, one of the two. I think it was the tidal wave when they were handing out water bottles at the place where everyone was going to be safe. So that was really important. I think I got a bit distracted talking about something else, but yeah, back to the Michelle thing. I just, as soon as she got the call, knew it was about Iris, and when they were looking through photos at the end, because the whole shed stayed alive, another, sign that they should go look for pictures, it was very obvious straight away they were going to find a picture of Iris with a blue pickup truck, and they did. So maybe next episode, she's going to hunt down the people that are in this picture. Now she's got visuals of them, and finally try and get some headway on, maybe not where Iris is now, but at least when she left the house that night, where did she go from there? That's exciting. That is exciting. I'm really enjoying the show. I'm definitely getting into it more now. I know we're only 4 episodes in, so when I'm saying I want more time with this, or I want to know more about this person, or I'm not as connected to the call centre, we're only 4 episodes into a 10-episode season, a show that's, I think, on season 4, it's airing right now. So we're going to spend a lot more time with these characters, or at least some of them, if they all stay the same cast all the way through. And a lot more time with the characters that we've got, spending the backstories and whatnot. What I did notice looking through episode lists, though, just when I was looking into the show, there's no Begins episodes. Let me know if there's any sort of similar concept in the show. I love the Begins episodes of 911, where we found out the backstory of how they all became, part of the first responders. Is there any sort of similar thing in Lone Star? If not, I don't understand why not, because there's such popular episodes of the original show. They should do that. But it'd be really cool if there was, or at least something similar. Let me know down below. As always, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos, enjoying the reactions. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Take a look at the Patreon link down below to help support the channel. And I'll see you all very soon for episode 5, the halfway point, season 1 of 911 Lone Star. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon for the next episode. Bye, guys.